Ohio State is headed to the Cotton Bowl after a 41-21 win over Oregon, a revenge game at the Rose Bowl in the quarterfinal of the college football playoff. Now they move on to the semifinal. I'm Stephen Means. That's Andrew Gillis, and that's Stefan Krajisnik. As we typically do, grading quarterback Will Howard, 17 of 26 for 319 and 3 touchdowns. He had -3 rushing yards on 5 attempts because he took a couple of sacks. Stefan, grade QB1.
Give him an A+ again. This is the second straight game where I've given him that, and the numbers are impressive. It dipped off a little bit in the second half when Ohio State was running the ball and kind of running the clock out. But when the game has been in the balance, early in games, when Ohio State's needed to really put their foot down, he has been a driving force, as has Jeremiah Smith, as has Emeka Egbuka. But the guy giving them the ball is putting it on the money. We saw that a few times today where he made passes where Steve and I looked at each other. We were like, that might have been the best pass he's made this year, which is funny because we said that about a pass last week. We said that about a pass probably in the Indiana game. We've been saying it for a few weeks now outside of that Michigan game that he's been getting better and better and having his best performances and making some of his best passes. The deep ball conversations aren't really conversations right now because he's finding his receivers. He's taking those one-on-one chances where when he throws the ball, you're kind of watching a replay, you're like, he wasn't open when he threw the ball, but he's in this rhythm with his receivers where he knows when Jeremiah Smith is about to get separation, when he knows when Emeka Egbuka is about to get separation. Another play, too, the second touchdown to Jeremiah where, Will Howard kind of fakes and Ryan Day was talking postgame about how he made it kind of look like a naked turns. There's Jeremiah Smith wide open. A lot of things have to go right for a play like that to work. A key part is Will Howard being able to kind of fake and shift the defense one direction and then turn back the other way and find his wide open guy. Everything he is doing right now is spot on. The execution, the throws, the pre-snap reads, everything is spot on. It's a big reason why this offense is having the success that it has. A+, he's a big reason why Ohio State's going to the Cotton Bowl.
You agree, Andrew?
I'm going A+ for a different reason, and this is why. The first touchdown of the game, it was a pass behind the line of scrimmage. The pass to Jeremiah Smith in that corner of the end zone, nobody near him. But the thing that Will Howard has done that is very, very impressive to me is Ohio State has put their foot on the other team's throat early in both of these games. They beat Tennessee up early. It was 21-0 at the end of the first quarter. Today was 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. The thing that Will Howard has avoided is the let's let them in the game conversation. He has not allowed that to happen. Against Penn State, he said it should have been 28-3, and I threw that pick six, and I fumbled through the back of the end zone. He has not allowed that to happen. That cannot happen. When Ohio State is playing as well as they are, Will Howard hasn't fallen into that trap. The throw to Emeka, amazing throw. Great throw, one of his best of the season. Is the throw to Jeremiah the 45-yard touchdown, the first touchdown of the season, or the first touchdown of the game? Is that a great throw? I mean, it's a pass behind the line of scrimmage. But what he has done in those moments in between, the little moments, it's the big moments that everybody wants to look at, but it's the little moments that he has been pinpoint. He has not allowed Oregon or Tennessee to get back into the football game. He has stayed away from mistakes. He has been the quarterback that Ohio State needs because those receivers were 10 yards open. Guess what? Will Howard was hitting them. Will Howard wasn't making mistakes. And when Will Howard doesn't make mistakes, find me a team in the country that can beat this team because we thought Oregon might have been the only one. And it was 34-0 at one point. So Will Howard, A+, not just because of the good throws and not just because, the splash plays that everybody's going to watch the 8-minute highlights and see, wow, Will Howard this. No, it's the plays in between that made Will Howard special in these tonight and the last two games.
I want to say something as well. You were talking about him not making those mistakes. There was a few throws early in the game where us in the press box kind of looking at it and be like, that was kind of a risky throw. And then you watch the replay. His incompletions are going in spots where only his receivers are going to make a play. So why aren't those costly plays happening? It's because he's putting in a spot where either Carnell Tate, Emeka Egbuka, Jeremiah Smith is going to make a play or nobody's going to make a play. And that's why those mistakes aren't happening right now.
He gets an A+. So does the coaching staff because they're leaning on him and allowing him to do the very thing they asked him to do when he came here, and that's get better. The deep ball was a problem at the beginning of the season. You're right, Stefan. And they worked on it, and they worked on it, and they worked on it, and now it seems like it's automatic. If they don't mess around against Michigan, I said this, as long as Ohio State gets back to Indianapolis, the winner of the Oregon-Ohio State game in Indianapolis, their quarterback's going to New York. Unfortunately, Ohio State didn't get there, so Dylan Gabriel got to New York. Will Howard outplayed Dylan Gabriel today. Vastly outplayed Dylan Gabriel. I know the stats look similar. Dylan Gabriel has gone over 300 yards, and that's because he had to throw the ball all second half because it was 34-8 at halftime. He outplayed him, and he's playing like a quarterback who has when he first got here, I said this. We have seen other transfer quarterbacks leave situations and just upgrade their environment, and we see something that we maybe didn't realize that they were. And that's what we're seeing in Will Howard right now. I don't know if he's a first-round draft pick or not. The NFL gets to decide that. But I know he is vastly better than he has ever been at Kansas State because his environment is better. It's allowing him to play at the highest level he has possibly played at. And he's done it for 2 games, so now I'm sold he's going to do it in the next 2 games as well because this is the hardest defense we're going to play. We got to wrap up because we got to go quick here. We're going to continue to discuss this on Buckeye Talk, so go listen to that wherever you find podcast. Get the text 614-350-3315, 2-week free trial, $3.99 after that. Stephen, Stefan, Andrew, Ohio State 41-21. See you in Dallas.